Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Jessica Pegula reveals the key change that Iga Swiatek made which helped her win Wimbledon. Jessica Pegula says that she has processed her Wimbledon upset pretty fast, revealing that she recognized a crucial improvement in Iga Swiatek's game during their recent grass court clash. The Americans' most recent match was a first-round Wimbledon clash against former world number 29 Elisabetta Cacciaretto, being shocked 6-2, 6-3 in just 58 minutes. Pegula is now due to face off with former U.S. Open finalist Leylah Fernandez in the second round of the WTA 500 event in Washington. Jessica Pegula says that she has processed her Wimbledon upset pretty fast, revealing that she recognized a crucial improvement in Iga Swiatek's game during their recent grass court clash. The Americans' most recent match was a first-round Wimbledon clash against former world number 29 Elisabetta Cacciaretto, being shocked 6-2, 6-3 in just 58 minutes. Pegula is now due to face off with former U.S. Open finalist Leylah Fernandez in the second round of the WTA 500 event in Washington. The world number 4 was particularly impressed by Swiatek's serving during their Bad Homburg meeting, something which translated well at SW19. I thought she was serving a lot bigger at Bad Homburg, analyzed Pegula. I didn't really watch her much during Wimbledon. I'm not sure if that was better, but she was serving really big in Bad Homburg and playing good tennis and beat good grass court players. I thought our final was a really high level. It was super close. She is always kind of down on herself about grass, and I was like, hey, you're playing really good on grass. I'm not really sure why you think you're bad on grass or what it is. So it was kind of funny that she ended up winning Wimbledon. I was like, of course I said that. And we had that moment and we played in the final. And then she wins Wimbledon. But that's just tennis for you. You kind of never know. She's a great player anyway, so she's going to be good on any surface. But yeah, it is interesting for her. Tennis is weird. You have a lot of weird things that happen over the course of 2 weeks. The City DC Open undoubtedly holds a special place in Pegula's heart, being the site of her first singles title. In 2019, whilst ranked as the world number 79, dominated Camila Giorgi 6-2, 6-2 in the showpiece match, launching her closer to the WTA's top 50. It was a huge breakthrough for me as a player, Pegula reminisced. It was the first professional title I had ever won. I never even won a challenger singles title. So for me, getting that monkey off my back, being able to do it at a tour level for the first time was great. And to think that was such a big mountain for me to climb at the time, and now I'm sitting here and I have won, I don't know, 8 or 9 or whatever it is, and doubles titles as well. It's kind of funny how things can seem far away. But once you do them it becomes easier. It's less of a mountain to get over. But it definitely was a really fun week for me here, and I still feel like I have those memories every time I come back. I know so many of the volunteers and the people that work this tournament, from the security to the transport, that have seen me and helped me over all the last 4 or 5, whatever I'm on, 6 years ago, over the last 6 years. So it's been really cool, and I still have that same kind of feeling every time I come back here. And that's why I always feel like I can play good tennis here and have some good results. So, yeah, I love coming back here. The American will be hoping to build her hardcourt form ahead of the U.S. Open, with her highlights at the Grand Slam being a quarterfinal appearance in 2022 and a final showing in 2024. Jessica Pegula reveals the key change that helped Iga Swiatek conquer Wimbledon. The echo of applause at center court had barely settled when tennis world number 1 Iga Swiatek hoisted the Wimbledon trophy high, a vision in white against the backdrop of London summer. The Polish star, long hailed for her dominance on clay, had finally cracked the code of grass, Wimbledon, the elusive Grand Slam that had dodged her in previous seasons. And while the crowd praised her stunning backhand winners and relentless baseline rallies, it was a voice from the American camp that unveiled the secret behind Swiatek's sudden grass court brilliance. Jessica Pegula. In a candid post-Wimbledon chat with press and fans, Pegula, herself a top 10 player and one of the few to defeat Swiatek on grass in the lead-up to the tournament, offered a unique perspective. Iga didn't just win Wimbledon because she hit the ball harder or moved faster, Pegula said. She changed how she approached the game, mentally, tactically, and even emotionally. That was the difference. The mind over matter shift. Pegula had sensed it during the grass court season, particularly in Berlin, where she pulled off a gritty win over Swiatek in a tightly contested match. There was a moment where I realized Iga wasn't playing badly. In fact, she was playing great, Pegula recalled. But she wasn't fully believing in her grass game. You could feel it in her footwork, in the hesitation to approach the net. That changed drastically at Wimbledon. Jessica noted Swiatek's body language in the early rounds. She wasn't just surviving on grass. She was thriving. She walked onto that court with purpose. No more clay court doubts. No more waiting for the ball to rise. She trusted the low bounce. That confidence, that was new. Swiatek had spoken earlier about working with her psychologist, Daria Abramovich, to build a new mental blueprint for grass. Pegula confirmed that the results were visible. She turned the surface into an opportunity, not a threat. Tactical evolution, embracing the green. One of the most pivotal changes Swiatek made was her tactical approach. Grass, unlike clay, punishes hesitation and rewards aggression. Pegula revealed that Iga had noticeably adjusted her stance and timing. She's always been an incredible mover, Pegula explained. But on grass, it's not just about movement. It's about anticipating the short bounce and reacting early. Iga's return position was higher up this year. She didn't give up ground. And her serve, it had more variety. The slice out wide, the body serve. She used them all. Pegula noticed that Swiatek even started experimenting more with her forehand, flattening it out when necessary instead of relying purely on topspin. She had always used her heavy forehand like a hammer on clay, Pegula said with a smile. But this time, it was more like a scalpel, precise, sharp, slicing through rallies instead of dragging them out. Her net play also caught Pegula's eye. Swiatek's forays to the net were more frequent and confident. I think her volley stats were the best they've ever been. She wasn't afraid to close in. She trusted her instincts. Emotional control, the heart of the champion. Swiatek's emotional growth, Pegula said, may have been the most important change of all. In past years, she'd get frustrated when her shots didn't land perfectly on grass, Pegula noted. But Wimbledon is about surviving weird bounces, awkward points, and slippery slides. This year, she embraced it. Swiatek was seen smiling more, taking moments between points to breathe, and even applauding her opponent's winners. A shift in demeanor Pegula found refreshing. She reminded me a little of Serena in that way. Pegula reflected, not just dominating the game, but evolving within it. Learning from losses, Pegula acknowledged her own role, albeit indirectly, in Swiatek's success. Sometimes, a loss gives you more than a win. I think Berlin did that for Iga. She played me in a tight match, and maybe that lit something inside her. She didn't want that feeling again heading into Wimbledon. Indeed, Swiatek had taken that loss and gone back to the drawing board. Sources close to her team confirmed she spent hours studying her matches. Not just the wins, but especially the defeats. She looked for patterns in her behavior when things didn't go her way on grass, and addressed them. That willingness to adapt and self-reflect is, according to Pegula, the mark of a true champion. A champion reimagined. By the time Swiatek reached the quarterfinals of Wimbledon, Pegula admitted that the rest of the field had taken notice. You could feel it in the locker room, she said. There was this murmur. Iga's got it now. The fear factor returned, but this time, it wasn't on clay. It was on the fastest, most unpredictable surface in tennis. Swiatek's semifinal and final matches showcased this new version of herself. She wasn't the same player who had exited in the third round in 2022 or struggled to find footing in 2023. She was calm under pressure, clutch on big points, and ruthless when opportunity knocked. Her Wimbledon win wasn't a fluke, Pegula emphasized. It was the result of transformation, physical, mental, and emotional. A message to the field. Pegula's revelation about Swiatek's evolution isn't just a tribute to a peer. It's a warning to the rest of the WTA. We all knew what Iga could do on clay. Now that she's conquered grass too. Watch out on hard courts. Because once a player learns how to evolve like that, the ceiling disappears. Pegula, who's had her fair share of deep Grand Slam runs, said she found Swiatek's journey inspiring. She's proof that you can rewrite the story. That if something doesn't work, it's not the end, it's just a beginning. I think a lot of us on tour are watching and learning. Conclusion: the Swiatek era expands. Jessica Pegula's insights peel back the curtain on what many fans may not have seen. The behind-the-scenes grit and growth that led to Iga Swiatek's Wimbledon triumph. In an era where consistency on multiple surfaces defines true greatness, Swiatek has taken her place in the pantheon of tennis elite. Not just as a clay court queen, but as a versatile, adaptive, and complete champion. And as Pegula subtly pointed out, Swiatek's key change wasn't magic. It was mindset. She believed differently, Pegula said. And that changed everything. As the tennis world readies itself for the U.S. Open, the echoes of that Wimbledon win, and Pegula's inside look into it, continue to resonate. For fans, it's a reminder that behind every shining trophy is a story of change, challenge, and quiet revolution. And for players, it's a challenge to rise higher. Because when Iga Swiatek adapts, the game itself evolves.